Like, real. No, guys, it can't be real. For real. Question though. What history do you guys learn in America? Like, you don't learn this in school? I'll give you a tip. Do research. Look into different countries that exist in the world. But most importantly, educate yourself. The world is vast. The world is so big. I don't know what's gonna happen when you find out there is also Black Irish, Black Welsh. The list goes on. But welcome to the new world. Bye. I'll see you guys on the next video.
Not gonna lie, I thought we'd be able to enjoy the love from our American cousins for a little longer before things inevitably started going left, but here we are, a little sooner than I expected. Someone's asked me to do a video about how I refer to myself, like what I identify as basically, and what other people consider that I am. Someone actually left a comment on one of my videos saying that I'm not Scottish, I'm Nigerian, a Nigerian living in Scotland, basically. So the Americans rightfully want to know what we identify as, because I've seen people say that, like, Americans refer to themselves as, like, African American, you know, Hispanic American, or whatever else. It's always, like, something American if you're not, like, Caucasian. But we don't really do that over here. So some people are saying, oh no, they're just Scottish. And some people are saying, no, we are Black Scottish. Like, there's this whole thing going on, like an argument. First of all, that's a valid question, like what do we identify as? But I think it's also quite difficult because, like, I grew up north and I moved over here when I was 5. So I moved up north when I was 5, and at the time we were like the only Black family in the area. There was really no one else, maybe another family, but not even in like really our area. In our school, it was literally just me and my siblings. We're the only Black people. And it was that way till I went to high school. And it was only when I was leaving high school then like other Black people were there. There was only one other Black boy in my high school, in my like class at the time. So there have been times where I would say like, oh, I'm from up north, and people would be like, no, but where are you from, like, originally? And then there are times where you'll be like, oh, I'm Nigerian, and people will be like, no, but where in Scotland are you from? So there's always been, I feel like, this kind of internal crisis and sense of not knowing exactly, not where you're from, but not knowing where you fit in. And then there will always be those people who, like I said, there will be people who just see everyone in Scotland as Scottish. And then there are people who are like, no, but where are you really from? Like, you're not from here. And they make a point to kind of emphasize that sometimes. I'm going to speak from like my personal experience now. I think growing up in a predominantly white area where you are the only representation of yourself, you and your family are really the only representation of yourself, especially growing up into like my teenage years, being like that and only really mixing with loads of Black people when I was in uni. I think there was I definitely had some kind of identity crisis, in the sense that, like, when I met other Black people, it's almost like code switching. When I met other Black people, I was so like happy. I was like, oh my God, I was gassed. Like, oh my God, there are more people here. And you like want to like naturally kind of belong, because that's what you know. When like the other people are telling you you don't fit in, you don't look like us, you don't belong here, basically. You want to fit in with your own people. And then there are times when there's no one else that looks like you there, you really have no other option than to try to fit in and to try to assimilate to the people that are around you and the people that you see every single day. Yeah, I would say I'm Black Scottish or Nigerian Scottish, whatever. Because, you know, like, I'm Nigerian, and that's something I'll always be true to. But then after that, like, I'm Scottish. This is what I know. Like, this is where I know. This is where I've grown up. This is where I've been raised, basically. Now I kind of don't let anyone kind of put me in a box. I kind of say, this is who I am. This is what I am. And anyone that's trying to tell me otherwise, I'm just kind of like, no, you're not going to push your your view or what you think I am onto me. So like for the person saying, no, you are Nigerian living in Scotland, I'm fully aware of that. Like I know I am Nigerian and I live in Scotland, but this is also where I've grown up. On the flip side, there are people who, I wasn't born here. So there are people who are born here and do fully identify as like Scottish, but will also identify with their heritage as well. So I think it's really unfair to try and put people in boxes and say, oh no, but you do realize you're a Nigerian living in Scotland or Ghanaian living in Scotland. I think it is up to the people like us who live here and who were maybe born here or who weren't to decide what we identify as. I don't think it's fair for anyone else to kind of push onto us, because like I said, the people who were born here, imagine like this is all they know, and maybe they haven't visited, or maybe even if they have, this is still their home, and you know they were fully born here. So who are you? Who are you to tell somebody that they don't belong here or they're not from here, or where are you really from? And a wider sense of what racism is like here in America, I feel like it's a bit more direct, whereas here it's more so, sometimes you do get direct racism, people just blatantly being racist to you in front of your face, but I feel like it's more so microaggressions for the most part. Primary school was really hard. Primary school and like high school was the worst of it. That's, I feel like, where I experienced the most blatant in my face racism on a like almost on a daily at a point. Again, being like the only Black person in the community and in my schools, it was really tough. Unfortunately, racism is everywhere, so it is here. But I feel like it's so unfortunate, but as Black people, we're just at the point now where it's a matter of, okay, racism is everywhere, but how racist is it, you know? And it's a shame that we have to ask these questions. So I'm glad that you guys have asked, and I hope that I've done a good enough job answering this question. I hope it sheds a bit more light. We love that you guys are asking questions. We love that you guys are interested. We love that you guys want to come here. So, yeah.
What I find fascinating about how some African Americans are just discovering that Black Scottish people exist. Basically, these are African immigrants. They're the first or second generation African immigrants that live in Scotland. That's fascinating on its own. Is how they talk about Black British people as a separate entity from Black Scottish people. But Scotland is part of Britain. It's like some simple things. Like you can literally just pull up your phone, type into Google, and it will let you know that Scotland is part of Britain. These are simple things. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how hard does the CIA and the education system fail some of you? Like, it really left you, it really left some of you behind. And it leans into some of this FBA and the hatred y'all have for Africans. It leans into it. It leans into it. But hey, we're here to also educate you, but we're also going to call you out for your ignorance. Because it's diabolical. In this day and age, it's diabolical. It's okay. You don't like Africans. Some of you don't like Africans. That's cool. But some things are so easy. Some things are easy information. And you come online and you just make yourself look stupid. And it's sad.
The internet is crazy, It's so funny and fucked up that all these FBAs, these pretendians, these whatever they call themselves, they just getting to know about the Black Scottish people. Some of them keep lying that they knew about them long time or whatsoever. Get the hell out of here. You never heard about them before. This is your first time hearing about them. Because you're having a diaspora war with Africans. So you are trying to find somebody else, some other group of people who look like us to be on your side. Some of them go in and begging these Scottish, Black Scottish, don't make Africans talk for you. Don't let them be your friends or whatsoever, like this guy right here.
The Black Scottish is the trend right now. Shout out to my Black Scottish people. We knew about y'all. We just kind of forgot because y'all be in your own lane. Y'all be chilling or whatever. We read about y'all, the Black people of Scotland and everything, okay? So I just want to say that salute to y'all. I'm happy that y'all connecting with the Black Americans. Salute. But my Black Scottish people, I want y'all to listen to me. And listen to me good. I know you've been seeing the little diaspora war that's been going on different apps, on TV, wherever you see it. I know you've been seeing it, but let me tell you something. Do not let them Africans speak for y'all. Okay? Those Africans gonna try to take y'all culture. They gonna try to say they created everything. They gonna say if it wasn't for us, wouldn't be no Black Scottish people. Do not let them try to erase who y'all are to that land. Okay? Do not. These Africans are trying to, how can I say? They're trying to take the shine from y'all. Okay? Even the Africans that's moving to Scotland are trying to take the shine from the people that been in Scotland.
Because you're having a diaspora war with Africans. So you are trying to find somebody else, some other group of people who look like us to be on your side. Some of them are even talking about how the Black Scottish are praising them, said they are related, they are cousins. You didn't know about these people for how long? For 100 years. You are never ever talking about them. But the funny thing about it is the Black Scottish, majority of them, they were
obsessed. They are obsessed with us because how in the world do they even know that Black Americans are saying Black Scottish people on their For You pages? How do they know that? Because they watch us. All right, they watch us like a hawk, similar to white folks. I don't know why. I have no idea why that is, but they watch us, okay? And of course they're saying things like, oh, Black people didn't know there were Black people in Scotland. Well, Black Americans didn't know there were Black people in Scotland. No, we knew there were Black people in Scotland, all right? We knew that. We know that there are Black people everywhere on earth. We're not stupid, but we just never seen one. Most of us have never been to Scotland. We've never seen one, so it's exciting when you see one, yeah. So what? It's like seeing a deer out in a city. You're not gonna see a deer in a city. You know what I mean? But how do y'all always know what's going on with us? It doesn't make sense. You are obsessed because I don't know anything that's going on with Black folks in London or Africa. Y'all never pop up on my For You page. So how is it that y'all always know what's going on with us? Leave us alone, please. Let's enjoy things. Let's keep some things to ourselves and leave us the alone. Like, this is weird, y'all. Y'all look very, very weird. Talk about what's going on wherever you live at, with the Black folks where you live at, okay? Keep us out your mouth, please.
Now, all of you just wonder we because you see as a Black people and Scottish, and now you asking why you have never heard about it, because you Americanize yourself. You think only in Jamaica or AD as Black people or Africa. No, Black people is everywhere. Black people is everywhere. You see the accent, and I think you are very, very, very limited if you love about another accent or a strange accent, because everybody don't American. Everybody can't sound like American did, or whatever. And you gotta understand, all Black people just come from Africa, period. All Black people come from Africa. And you can see the white people come from Africa too. Not really, because humanity come from Africa, but the white people come from of the Black people. It's an evolution. If you come from Africa and some people they travel to go to Europe because of the snow, they have this thing. They are common. So white people, because if you take out a Black man or a Black woman, if they sleep together and get pregnant, the lady can born a white man. But two white men can produce a baby Black. You know what I'm saying? because the melanin is the powerful race on the planet Earth, the powerful skin on the planet Earth. You don't understand that. You understand Africa. You understand Africa. We speak Africa. We speak black people all over the world, bro. And stop fighting between black people. You don't mess. Come on, man. And travel more, please. You have the money. If you miserable, maybe you can session more, because your mind is too centric. Because before you think it was only Africa and United States after black people. Now black people is all across the world. You see, a black British. I'm talking about it every day. You don't hear me. You have black British, you have black Italian, you have the black French, you have black German. Everybody, everywhere has a black people. Yeah. And everybody comes from black people too. The white man come from the black people. Two black people can born a white man. A white man and white girl can be born a black man. Never. They can't. And I think they are jealous for that. Fact.
This is my thing that I've been trying to rack my brain directly around. Why is it that they find such a problem with black Americans trying to make contact or trying to talk to or have a friendship, right? Or even just being cordial with another group of people? And the other thing that I also find quite funny is that whenever it is that Africans happen to see other folks that are stating that, yo, this is where we're from, this is my history or whatnot or whatever, right? This is what they believe. Africans want to step in as if they're somebody's parents, and they're like, no, really, this is who these people are, and and all these other types of, this is where they're from, and like, it doesn't make any type of sense. Like, there's obviously a reason at this moment in time why people don't want to associate themselves directly with you. And if you see everybody or whoever is out here don't want to associate themselves with you, you have to start looking at you. It's not everybody else that is the problem. Trust me. Like I said, even within our own families, we have people that we're like, yo, we just need to stay away from those people or that person. And you know what that person or those people have to say? Oh, well, everybody else is the problem because I don't see myself as the Africans. I don't know. Like I said, there's obviously some internal workings that y'all are not looking at. Maybe y'all need to work on an internal dialogue. I'm not sure if you even have that. Maybe you need to envision some things. I'm not even sure if you might even be able to create a picture in your mind. But whatever it is, whatever God that you believe in, you need to go seek out some help. You need to go talk to somebody, because the exact same actions that you have been performing all of this time, talking about black Americans, oh, you guys are African and all this. And I want to know to everybody, before all of this happened, black Americans were like, yo, we are African American. We are. And again, I want other people to know as well, too, because Africans really think that they're onto something. The term African American was created back in the 80s. It is not that long ago that this terminology has been used. It has not been used for like 50, 60, 70, 100, 200. This is still literally at this moment in time a recent name that was given. But for, again, whatever reason, it's the name that stuck, and it's the name that, for whatever reason, everybody loves and still wants to use at this moment in time, which is crazy to me. And then you have Africans really pulling on a name like, aren't you black Americans? Aren't you originally African American? As if y'all saying something. We're the ones that literally came up with the name. So how are you going to try to correct us on something that we created? That doesn't make any type of sense. And then on top of that, how are you so drawn to that name? Right? Aren't you just, right? You don't even call yourselves, in a sense, African. You call yourself where it is that you're from, right? So you got Zimbabwe, you got Nigeria, you got Zambia, you got Niger, right? You got Cameroon, you got Kenya, right? You got all of these other places, right? Y'all say y'all got 54 countries, right? No problem. Y'all don't call yourselves African. You call yourself where you are from, your place of origin. That's the main thing that I've always heard, and that's the main thing I've always stated. When you ask somebody for black Americans, we'll be like, yo, you're African, like, yo, where is it that you're from? Like, hey, I'm a proud Nigerian. and this, that, and the third, and all this other type of stuff, right? You're not going to sit up and say, oh, I'm a proud African, because that's not really, explaining where it is that you are, right? That would be almost in the theory of like, oh, everybody is all one, and we know that that is just not the case. So if you know that you yourselves, within all of your tribes, within all of your 54 countries, within that continent, you guys are not all one, how is it possible that you guys are trying to talk in such a way to everybody else to tell them that we belong to you, but yet you can't even bring yourselves together and show some type of camaraderie? You can't even bring yourselves together to fight one enemy. You can't even bring yourselves together to become a first world power. Again, it's a little bit baffling. It's a little bit confusing. And as most people would like to say, is that when people talk, they need to lead directly by actions. Africans, you guys are not leading by any type of actions at all. You guys are currently still running away from every which situation that you currently have directly in your 54 countries. There's only a few, and I do mean a few, amongst those countries that are literally standing tall, 10 feet down, and pushing out European rule, and creating their own, healing their own, giving minerals and resources back to their own, employing their own, enriching and educating their own, protecting their own, while the rest of you are lollygagging, while the rest of you are doing whatnot and whatever. And I'm going to generalize when I say this, because I don't see the rest of Africa coming up in order to back up the rest of these countries when it is that they're trying to push the whole continent forward. But yet, y'all got all of the gall, all of the audacity, all of the nerve to aim all of this animosity and anger and all this other type of stuff at Black Americans and try to tell us what it is that we are and aren't, and what it is that we should do, and how divisive that we are amongst ourselves in America, and also how educated you guys are, and how you took on the opportunities. You came here with nothing, and you were able to become far more superior than the Black Americans. Oh, Mojo Jojo, right? Do all of that stuff. Crazy work. Diabolical. Shout out to the Pop-Up Girls. But I just don't understand, again, how it is that you guys pull through the scene and decide that you want to dictate to different groups of people that they are not from their place of origin, but everybody is African. Why are you not telling that to the Caucasians? Why, if we're going again with the out of Africa theory, why are you not telling the Caucasians that they are from Africa? Why are you not telling them to come back home? Why are you not telling them to stop denying who it is that they really are? Huh? Why are you not doing that? Why are you not doing that to the Asiatic man? Why are you not doing that? It's a little bit weird. I'm highly confused. Matter of fact, why aren't you telling that to the Aboriginals in Australia? Right? Because everybody came from Africa. All life started from Africa, right? So we're told. So why is it that you're not telling everybody to come back home to Africa and leave where it is that they currently are at this moment in time? To embrace Africa, to love Africa, to embrace your heritage, to find out where you came from. Why are you not telling this to the whole world? And why are you only trying to dictate this to a specific group of people? Again, it's very weird. It's very, very weird. And like I said before, if it comes to a point in time that people don't want to be close to you at this moment, you want to do some self-reflection. You want to look at yourself and try to figure out, yo, what about me is the problem on why people don't want to associate themselves or actually be around me? Why don't you want to do that? Why don't you ask that question? Why is it every single time that I see you guys talk, you always say that Black Americans are the problem? Black Americans, oh, you guys are xenophobic. You guys are racist. You know, Black Americans, you guys are idiots. You guys are stupid, right? You guys always want to throw these type of shots, and then you want to look bewildered and lost and confused when it is that we give a response. And then you want to go back and try to state that we're even more ignorant because we didn't just understand what it is that you said. Man, get out of here. Like I said, this is why we don't got time. This is why we don't have time. Everybody needs to focus on home. For a lot of the Africans that are in the United States, y'all need to shut up about Black Americans, and y'all need to focus directly on home. Y'all need to build up home. You need to actually live with some pride. The same pride that y'all online that y'all tell us that you got, you need to be living that exact same pride outside. Don't start pulling out your flags as soon as you get a college education directly from these white colleges. As soon as you get some buku bucks and all this other type of stuff because you just start up a business. No, 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 no. Have out that flag all day long. Wear your natural clothing every single day. Stop looking Black Americanized. And I made that up, but you know what it is that I'm saying. Dressing in Black American wear. Right? Clothing, fashion, all of those things. That's all I'm saying. Actually be you. And stop trying to masquerade and match in or look like us, aka cosplaying. Stop doing it. It's not flattering. It is not. Like I said, this is just, it's tiring. It's very much tiring. But I'm pretty sure that you guys are still going to get online, aim stuff directly at Black Americans, say this and that and everything else with a baseball hat. And while you're talking, you're going to be looking real Black Americanized. You're going to be wearing the caps. You're going to be wearing, the different types of shirts and jackets and pants and fashion and jewelry. You're going to make sure to have your hairlines looking great and tight. But yet you're going to make sure to speak negatively on Black Americans while using the same type of talk, of speech, vernacular as Black Americans. That's a little bit confusing. It seems a bit out of place. It seems a bit weird. It seems a bit obsessive. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything I listened and stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.